relocating to Disney. Right now, I am driving my parents' car. If you've been watching the blog, you know that we them to an apartment about 2 hours away from our house. And we did that last weekend. This weekend, driving their car down for them so they can have it. One of the topics that I promised to talk about was how we were able to successfully bid for our house. And I'm sorry that if this video is a little bit bumpy. So I'm pretty active out there in the Facebook groups, and I hear all the time people are disappointed because they fall in love with a house, they bid for it, and they don't get the winning bid. Now, in my case, I bid for a house, first house I bid on, and I got it. And I don't pretend to have any secret sauce, any magical answers, but what I can do is share with you my experience. First off, I have a really good real estate agent. Now, real estate agents in Florida are about a dime a dozen. It's like everybody who moves to Florida becomes a real estate agent. And all you have to do is go onto Facebook, onto one of these groups, say, I'm thinking about moving to Florida, and you'll have a dozen real estate agents on top of you. Now, I've been very fortunate. I've got a great real estate agent. What I did to find my great real estate agent was I had a bit of a competition. So I hired two real estate agents, one to search the northern part of Orlando and one to search the western part. They didn't know about each other. And then when I went to Florida, each showed me what they had found. One was incredibly better than the other. The other was, be kind, I'll say it was about as close to a failure as you can. So picking a real estate agent wasn't an issue of putting all of my eggs in one basket. The real estate agent that we ended up with really shined through the process and has been excellent all the way through it. You may have to weigh, how are you going to select a real estate agent? Now, you can go off of the recommendations of other people. And I got to tell you, the real estate agent we fired came from a recommendation from somebody else that we really trust. Recommendations aren't always good. You've got to make your own decision on these things. The way we won this bid is, first off, we had a really good real estate agent. She gave us incredible advice. When the house came up for sale, I wanted to go $10,000 above their asking price. And she talked me down. She said, no, don't do it. Don't go $10,000. That's too high. So I ended up going $5,000 above asking price. Apparently there's a game that gets played. And you got to know this game. And the game is about what is that property worth. So at some point, the bank's going to come out and appraise that property. And it's only going to be worth whatever the bank says it's worth. So one of the people that bid on the property against me bid like $1 million. But they capped it at the appraisal. So they said, I'll pay you $1 million or the appraisal, whichever. So that tells the people that are buying it that all they're going to get is the appraisal amount. Go with any absurd number you want. I'll pay you $5 gazillion or the appraisal, whichever. And that's kind of common because you don't want to overpay for a house. I wanted to go $10,000 above appraisal. She told me that was a terrible idea. She was right. And so we settled on $5,000 appraisal. So you take a look at, somebody offering $1 million or appraisal, or me offering $5,000 above appraisal, I win. That's simple. But she was so clever. She wrote the offer in a way that it wasn't just, here's $5,000. She wrote it to say, I will pay in $1,000 increments above the highest bid, so long as we don't go more than $5,000 above the appraisal. So in other words, I'm not stepping out the door, here you go, $5,000 above appraisal. I'm saying I'm going to give you $1,000 above your highest bid, so long as we don't go beyond $5,000. So that worked out really good. So the highest bid comes in at $1 gazillion. All I have to do is just pay $5,000. Now, if there's a bidding war that's going on, let's say somebody comes in, they offer $2,000 above asking price, then automatically, without any additional effort, I come back at $3,000 because that's the way she wrote the offer. Okay, she also included something else, and this was very clever too, and that was to pay for the seller's closing. So I wanted to put $10,000 toward the house. She talked me into $5,000, and then we talked more about it and decided to do $5,000 toward closing. So total $10,000 toward this house like I wanted, but just split up a little bit differently. Now, $5,000 toward closing, that's like cash in the seller's pocket. Okay? That's $5,000 that they don't have to come up with at time of closing. Our offer, just to recap, was up to $5,000 above appraisal and $5,000 toward closing, and that won it. There were multiple bids on the house, but this is the one they accepted. Again, I don't have magic. I don't have secret sauce. That's what we put forward on the advice of our real estate agent, and that's what they ended up accepting.